young people do not want to just be heard. Young people should be there at the table, calling the shots, making the decision. We're the ones living through the effect of climate change. And so it's not enough to just hear us, but include us in the actions to climate governance. When I was first elected in 2022, and when we first got our huge flood, it really impacted the constituency because at that point of time, I was on the ground with a search and rescue team. That's when I realized that there is no concerted effort to fight for climate change and to do things for disaster risk management. And so one of the first things I did is to promote for the establishment of the Climate Change and Disaster Risk Management Committee within the State Legislative Assembly. And I'm very grateful that it was unanimously passed.
Coming from a small island developing state like Palau, ocean acidification, sea level rise impacted the local community. How do we bring our struggles into these spaces and kind of negotiate for better policies, better rules, better regulations? I'm very passionate about how we can address that gap. So last year I was able to spearhead a campaign that brought 3 Palau youth delegates to assist the Palau delegation in COP28 in Azerbaijan. And we're able to drive workshops in Palau that are pushing forward young people to look into careers in climate. Local people are able to be the technical experts, are able to build capacity.
My goal is to make Hainan a model for how tropical regions can lead in a climate action, protecting our communities while creating green development. One of my most impactful achievements was successfully organizing the Towards a Greener Future International Youth Expedition. Over 5 days, I brought together 50 youth leaders, entrepreneurs, scholars, and sustainability professionals from different countries to explore Hainan's role as a national ecological pilot zone. Now, I am pushing for policies that turn our island into a climate innovation hub.
Joining the Ministry of Energy, particularly under the National Energy Council, where they send me to a post-disaster region. I acknowledge the importance of renewable energy. I'm currently assisting the implementations for the NDC 2.0, and I hope by 2030 we can reach our target, even surpass it.
So what we have done in the last few years is that we have engaged the parliamentarians on climate financing issues, coming up with budget briefs that the parliamentarians can then use. So much more structured, much more systematic information about the urgency and the need to invest in climate finance.
Young leaders need training in negotiation, advocacy, and policy analysis to navigate climate governance spaces effectively. This means ensuring their voices are not only heard, but also acted upon.
Young people are very enthusiastic, they are very knowledgeable, they are talking about finance, they are talking about technology, they are talking about the people's real lives. We did learn a lot from them.
Youths have got the power of innovations, technologies. They are more aware about the climate change. So listening to them gives us idea also, and we put their voice in the parliament.
The role of the government to build their capacity to provide their platform. So if they have some platform to exchange their experience, the solution for each country will be more better.
Unfortunately, Global South have to bear the brunt of climate change despite not being the bigger contributor of climate issues. There has to be a lot more partnership conversation between Global North and Global South to come together and find a solution for the most vulnerable communities, the most vulnerable countries.
Whenever I get chance, whenever there is a climate-related issue, I try to make sure that climate agenda is included there. It is already a beginning and we need to go a long way.
I think financing youth initiatives is definitely very important. So whether this is in adaptation or mitigation, how can we listen to what the youth are dealing with, how we can address those challenges within local communities, and kind of bridging that gap between finance and youth projects.
The youth input in the climate targets are crucial because we often have creative ideas and also the more inclusive approach to face the common challenge of the climate crisis.
climate work isn't abstract. It's about safeguarding the home I love and making sure future generations inherit a livable world.